purchasing these strips, you know, certain sides of the street, warehouses, places like this.
And you're taxing us,
yeah,
okay?
And
the locals.
Charging $3 million for, you know, purchasing $3 million for like 4 or 5 storefronts. And the people who were in there for years can't afford it anymore.
You gotta go.
They can't afford it anymore. Or they were like, the people who were coming in were like, I don't like how you guys are doing this. It needs to be done a different way, you know, from certain cities, because they have their vibe in a certain area. So now they're coming in saying, I want you guys to change this up. We're raising your rent. And a small business isn't going to be able to move like that. So, for example, too, we were up in the Countryside Mall. Up in the Westfield Mall for a year, back in 2015 and 16.
The bottom floor next to Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, the bottom floor next to Dunkin' Donuts.
Wow.
You remember
Take me
that?
back. I know the store.
Man, we were there for...
That was you?
That was us. Wow. That was me and Rasta.
Crazy.
The bottom floor next to Dunkin' Donuts.
That was the spot.
That was us. So we were there for a year. Man, that was such a fun time. It was a great experience. Never do them all again, though. I recommend it for the exposure and stuff, but if you're a small business if you're trying to expand your clientele and you got backing and you got money, do it.
Sure.
But if you're just 2 guys trying to do your thing, it's great. But the holiday months, when you think you can profit a little bit, and you know, you got that extra clientele coming in for the holidays, getting the Christmas gifts, well, guess what? They double your rent.
Oh, for real?
In November, they 1.5 times your rent.
Wow.
So we went from paying like, you know, X amount, and now they're 1.5 in it for the month of November, and then they're doubling it for the month of December. So all that extra profit that
it's gone.
We could have taken, we're paying them.
Wow.
And then when we tried to re-sign our lease and everything, they were like, well, your rent's going to go up X amount. So we're like, all right, whatever. So went back to 1701 First Avenue, where Rasta still has his gallery. Him and I we're still best friends. We were just hanging out yesterday. I showed him my creative presentation, my documentary that I'm going to be dropping within the next probably 72 hours. You know, got his stamp of approval on that. So yeah, he's still there doing his thing. In 2018, I kind of picked up a pair of scissors, and I was doing a lot of distressing, and I was doing a lot of cutting even back then, 10 years ago, certain things, but not on this level.
Sure.
So 3.5, 4 years ago is when I really started to take the clothing, take the fabrics, take the bandanas, the camo, chop it all up, combine it all onto one piece of clothing, and, you know, push out that style of merch.
So where did the inspiration for that come from? What got you to the distressing point of everything?
The inspiration has always been there. The inspiration, like I said, I was cutting up jerseys and stuff back 10 years ago. So the inspiration has always been in the head as far as where it came from. Like, I study art. I study a lot of art history, artists. You know, there's a lot of people who inspire me. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I take pieces from them. You know, like in my documentary, I mentioned Virgil a lot. He was a big inspiration to me, and he looked at past artists. He studied art. He studied art history. So, you know, I'm a certified art teacher in the state of Florida. So, to be able to take the art history and certain artists and apply what they might have done, whether it's with fashion, whether it's with painting, whatever, and apply it now and twist it a little bit, because like Virgil would take a Jordan shoe, and he would only change it 3 to 5%.
Yeah.
He would add his tag on it. He would put air on it. He would, you know, do his writing, change the laces up, and that would be a $2,000 pair of sneakers right there.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing with my distress line is taking a shirt, a hoodie, whatever, chopping it up, you know, chopping up the shirts, chopping up the bandanas, the fabrics, etc., the jersey pieces, putting it onto a new hoodie, and recreating piece of art. So it's also sustainable. You know what I mean? It's taking stuff that, you know, you find, some things you find at thrift stores, some things might end up in a landfill. Well, I'm taking it and putting 3 or 4 shirts onto one shirt, repurposing it and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. So then when did you get clothes on NFL players? How did that happen?
The NBA is my main focus, and you know, those NBA tunnels are a beautiful thing, man. Like, fashion has kind of taken over the pregame. You know, it's like NBA players do their pregame warm-ups, but people like me love to watch the NBA tunnels. You know, I've been on League Fits 4 or 5 times, Pro Trending, Shout out Adam at Pro Trending. We actually got something we've been cooking up. It's gonna be dropping soon too. So Chris Brickley was one of my inspirations for the past like 4 or 5 years. And Chris Brickley, I sent him off a package 2.5 years ago.
That's how it starts, just sending a package? So it's a leap of faith almost?
It's a leap of, well, yes and no. I made contact with him first.
Okay.
So it was not an unsolicited package.
Sure, okay.
It was hey man, obviously you need the address, I'm gonna send it to you. Some players, yes, you could take that leap of faith and ship that package to the arena, but is it gonna get there? I don't know. Me, I'm more about making that relationship.
Okay.
Becoming, being personable with that NBA player, the rock star, whoever it may be. So shipped off that package to Chris Brickley. He loved him. He shared him in his stories. I'll never forget. I was at the Tyler the Creator concert. Him and Jaden were in Tampa at USF. All of a sudden, I'm with my boy Sean, a barber, and I'm like, "Yo!" It's right after the show, and I'm like, Chris Brickley just tagged me, and it was like, I knew that package was going to be a very important package.
Yeah.
I knew that was going to be like, okay, I need to do this.
Wow.
Even though, and I never look at it as free. It's promotional. So
yeah.
a lot of people, and I'm at the point where now I barely do any promo items. So, but when you're starting off in rebranding, you kind of need to do some promo pieces. So I shipped him off 3 pieces, man. He shared them in his stories within 5 minutes, and I'm showing Sean like, yo, look, I was happy as a kid on Christmas Day. Like it was what I needed. 5 minutes later, I get an email from D'Anthony Melton, his camp. Wow. Shout out Memphis Grizzlies. Shout out D'Anthony Melton. He was the first player to really, really rock with me and be like, hey, I want a few pieces. So I shipped him off a couple pieces. He ended up wearing them 2 seasons ago. This was before the COVID season. So and Miles Turner was the first player to actually wear a piece of mine. So yeah, it's and Montrezl Harrell. I did a Serge Ibaka during COVID. Serge Ibaka wore a piece on ESPN on a show that he was doing. So yeah, man. And actually, Brandon Clark, shout out Brandon Clark from the Memphis Grizzlies. He just hit me up like 3 or 4 days ago. I got his piece in the works right now, so you might see a dope Metallica piece on Brandon Clark pretty soon. So,
damn.
Yeah, man.
So what does it feel like being posted all these places and being? What does it feel like being posted all these places? What does it feel like having these people actually wearing your clothes?
It's a great feeling. I kind of say the same. I get the same feeling when an NBA player wears it, or a nurse wears it, or one of my homies wears it. Because it's your artwork. So whether it's being displayed on somewhere with 1 million followers, 50 followers, like to me, my work being on somebody puts a smile on my face, and like I did my job. I created something. Like I've done over almost 450 distressed shirts since 2018. Wow. So, and I've never had anybody like say, oh, I don't like this. Everybody's response was, a photo. They get back to me either verbally, text message, DM. They send me that photo. They wear it multiple times. So to have my stuff on NBA, obviously that's like upper echelon type thing, to have your stuff on an NBA star or NFL player's wife wearing them out there, or a celebrity entrepreneur, an influencer. That goal helps get all the other people too. Mm-hmm. So each person's equally important. Rasta always said, like, what's your favorite project you've done? Like, the answer is always the next one. Like, what's your favorite project? What's your best project? It's always the next one. Yeah. Because I don't know what my favorite one would be, or like, if you ask me what my favorite, like, celebrity to wear one, like, they're all amazing. Like, I appreciate everybody from one of my homies to, a 9-to-5 worker to the NBA players. I appreciate everybody rocking with me. So.
Wow. So you started, I still kind of want to go back. Where are you from, first of all?
Take it back, man. I'm from Buffalo, New York. Lived there 18 years. So, I grew up on the East Coast, moved down here after high school with the family. I've been down here, I age myself, but I've been down here. This is going on 23, 24 years now. So, yeah, lived in Buffalo, lived down in Florida for more than half my life.
Were you creating? Would you consider yourself an artist as a kid when you were 12, 13, 14, 15?
Great question. When I was a kid, man, I did a lot of drawing. I was inspired by hockey goalie masks a lot. Like, the artwork on goalie masks.
You must have went crazy with Jason Voorhees. And
yeah, they like all the old goaltenders for the NHL, like their goalie masks were sick. The artwork on them. So I kind of like got inspired by them. I was always drawing Wu-Tang symbols as a kid. just drawing little army things. So I was drawing a lot back in the day. As far as fashion and stuff, I kind of got into that around 2006, 2007 when I started putting paint on shirts, creating, custom sneakers and et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of like Buffalo raised me, but Tampa Bay made me. It kind of segued into this. The people that I met, the relationships that I built down here inspired me to become a better artist and to really take the skills that I didn't even know that I knew I had. I love to draw, but take it to the next level. I ship probably about 80% of my stuff I ship out.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Good question. I do a lot of Tampa Bay Bucks stuff, local. I sell a lot of clothes in Dynasty Clothing. Shout out Mike and Chris at Dynasty Clothing over in Largo. I sell a lot of clothes there. So people come in, people go there for the streetwear. He sells a lot of the cookies and all the major streetwear brands.
Yeah.
And he's got a rack of my stuff, and my stuff moves. So, but as far as creators, there's people putting fashion, printing shirts and doing things like that. But I've been the one of ones for 15 years. We had a shop called 1of1 Customs in 2007. A lot of people are just catching on to one of ones now, where it's like a heavily used term, one of one, one of one, one of one.
Yeah.
We've been doing that. We've been doing the shoes. So we were setting trends back then, and it's,
Back then.
the proof is there. Like I'm just speaking of scroll through the gram, scroll through
the receipts.
I got receipts for I got receipts for miles. I got a whole terabyte full of a hard drive of receipts if you want to play.
Expose these people.
I'm not even trying to expose, but if somebody wants to check the credibility or all that, I got a documentary shot by Shooter Chief dropping this week too. So we're about to really, change the game with this one too. So.
Can you plug that too real quick? So what is the documentary?
It's more of a creative presentation.
Okay.
Documentary's a word that it doesn't go back my whole life.
Okay.
It goes from '07 to present. And did you watch Genius? Did you watch the Kanye?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, it is amazing.
I'm diehard.
I'm a Kanye West diehard fan too. What he's been doing, I'm glad he got off Instagram. I'm just gonna say that.
I'm with all of it.
I'm glad he hasn't been on the gram in the last few weeks. But
Kanye,
anyways,
I'm with the shit. I voted for him.
Never mind. Yeah, next time. What were we talking about? What was
Your documentary.
Yes. So the creative presentation. So basically what it is, I got inspired by Genius. We had this working beforehand. We shot 4 locations of new content. And then from watching Genius, from watching the Warhol Diaries, Andy Warhol, it's on Netflix. You might want to watch that too if you haven't. It inspired us to pull up old footage. So it's me talking. It's a 9-minute piece. And I'm talking throughout the whole piece, but I'm not just sitting here. I'm not just sitting in one spot talking. We got a little score. My brother, Momentology Music, he's got a track on there. We integrated into that. Another song too. But we pulled up a lot of raw footage that nobody's seen before. A lot of backstage moments with Machine Gun Kelly. A lot of NBA players that while I'm talking, it's a seamless production, man. Wow. Brandon, Shooter Chief, killed it. We worked together. We were sitting side by side for a dozen hours doing it. But he was the brain. He's got that film, just that expertise. He's got his degree. So what we did was we took all that old footage, we integrated it in, and it just flows so perfectly. It really, when I'm talking about certain things, there's a clip there that hits what I'm talking about. And it's not just throwing in there rumble jumbo, let's fill in some filler space. It flows. And
the score to go along with it
and a little score to go along with it. And a lot of Lil Wayne lyrics you'll listen to and you'll catch on a couple years later, right? You'd be like, oh, that's what he meant. That was a double entendre that he was talking about. Same thing with this. You might watch it the first time and be like, oh, that was dope. But you watch it again and again and again, you're gonna catch some things that you didn't and hear and see visually some things that match up with my words. So yeah.
Where's it going? Where are you gonna put
It's gonna
this?
go on YouTube.
On YouTube?
It's gonna go on the gram. Gonna figure out how to roll it out properly. So yeah, we're gonna release that probably this week actually. Yeah.
We'll put it in the description for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll be watching definitely.
Hell yeah.
Wait, who was the first person that got you starstruck? You were like, oh wow, I just made this for them.
To do a piece for?
Talking to the mic?
To do a piece for Machine Gun Kelly back in 2012, when he wasn't a household name, on his very first tour, it wasn't even
When
a
he
tour.
rapped? Or
Yeah, no, he was rapping. Yeah, he was rapping on his very first tour in 2012. It was just like a Florida leg. A promoter brought him down, and it was actually the night he got arrested. I linked up with him at State Theater.
Oh, wow.
So back before anybody in this area was even like doing that, linking up with celebrities, creating art for celebrities, Machine Gun Kelly he kind of saved me. I was in a certain place, and his music, before he was really anybody, you know, he was somebody to obviously that scene,
Sure.
that Cleveland rap scene.
Ohio, yeah.
He won the Apollo, got signed by Diddy. Chip Off the Block was the first video I saw, and then a few weeks later he dropped Wild Boy. And you know, Wild Boy was the anthem of that whole summer. He performed at Wild Splash, tore it up, did the collab with DMX. So really that first meeting with MGK was like, holy shit, like I could do, like this is really dope, this is really cool, creating for somebody of his stature, and he wasn't even of his stature then.
Right,
you know,
right.
It was still, in my eyes, I'm like, man, this dude, you know, his music helped me out so much, and it's like, now I'm here creating for him. So that gave me the confidence, and then I created for Raekwon.
Whoa.
The Jizza.
Whoa.
Actually, Rasta created for the Jizza, but there's so many moments that are not in this creative presentation.
Part two.
Well, the thing is, we just have
NDAs.
photographs of them.
Oh, okay.
So all the visuals in this creative presentation are video. We didn't want to just put flash still shots.
Sure.
So like, if I really wanted to stunt on everybody, I could flash all the photos. I could make a list. You know, Raekwon, the Jizza, Method. We created for Method Man and Redman. Like,
Go off, King.
the list just goes on. The list is deep.
This is crazy.
So what you're gonna see in this video that's dropping soon is.
It's a movie.
It's a movie, man, and we're gonna try to submit it to certain film festivals and things, and just kind of see where it goes. You know, we're gonna see where it goes, and the vision we had at first was just a couple sessions. Let's film a couple sessions and see where it goes, and then it turned into 5 sessions, 6 sessions, and then integrating the old footage. So I'm really excited to release it and drop it.
Wow.
Hopefully this week.
That's
Hopefully
incredible.
This week. Thank
That's
you.
incredible.
Yes, sir.
Man. So, can we talk about Kanye? Why don't you like what Kanye's doing? The clips,
Listen, I have the glow in the dark book. I have so much. I got merch from his. I've been to the St. Pablo tour. I saw him in 2005 at the Touch the Sky tour. Like,
But should he kill Pete Davidson?
What? No.
here's my thing. I have 2 kids, right? So I got 2 daughters. Shout out Aurora and Havana.
We get to talk to a dad. I like this.
My perspective on what he was doing with the bullying wasn't cool.
Okay.
If he wants to create a video and depict certain things happening in that video, that's his artistic expression.
I was gonna say there's
That's his artistic
some room
expression.
for it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but the constant it was bullying. Like
Yeah.
what he was doing online was bullying with Pete, with certain artists, Trevor Noah, et cetera, et cetera. Not that I'm taking sides and claiming, what he said was wrong on every aspect, because there might have been truth to some things, because it's Hollywood. He knows a lot of the inside scoops and inside stuff. But when you're Kanye West, you're up here. When you have collabs with Gap, Balenciaga, and you have kids as well, you shouldn't be bullying another man for your fault.
Yeah.
It's not Pete Davidson's fault that Kim left Kanye. It's not Pete's fault.
Take him back, Kim.
And look, Kanye and Kim were the greatest couple, I think, in fashion and music history. Like,
Yeah.
who else? I mean, MGK and Megan Fox is a dope couple.
They're cool.
You got to give them
They're
that.
cool.
But Kanye and Kim, I want to see them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kanye shouldn't be. You don't get mad at the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get mad at the other guy. You have to look in the mirror. And this goes for anybody, not just Ye. If your wife leaves you, if your husband leaves you, you have to look at yourself first and realize, what did I do wrong? Or what could have been better to make our relationship work? So, like, I think about, something that happened to me. It's not similar, but, the mother of my children. I think about that situation. never once did I publicly slander her new person.
Yeah.
Because I look back, and it wasn't even my doing that separated us.
Sure.
So I would never publicly slander somebody, especially when you're at that level. You got 15 million followers. You're on rosters to perform, Coachella, etc., which he just dropped out of today. I read he's not performing at Coachella. It's just the online bullying, man. There's too much stuff going on negative that a person of his stature and people who follow him, because he's got a cult. He's got a cult of fans.
Yes, he
I'm
does.
one of them.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. I just didn't support the online slander of another man who really he was there. And now he's her girlfriend. They're a couple.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's why it could get crazy too, because it's like you don't know what the fans are gonna do.
Yeah.
Right.
Fans are the crazy ones.
Super crazy, especially when you got that cult following like him.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. So something were to happen to Pete.
It's on him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Is that on Kanye? Is that on who?
Well, unfortunately, it would be on the person who did it. And
true.
Kanye wouldn't even take responsibilities.
No, I agree. But if you really read between the lines and go deep to it.
Yeah.
Where did that person get that idea, get that ball? Because there's a lot of fucking crazy people in this world.
Yeah,
there's too many, and that's the thing. There's too many crazy people in this world to incite them.
Yeah.
Like, look at Travis Scott. He gets arrested for inciting a riot at a concert when he was just telling people to come up.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about the Astro World Fest. I'm talking about before that. But so their voices have power.
Yeah.
And you gotta, especially if you have children, you gotta control that power. You gotta control your voice. I get what he wants to do, speak his mind, and put it out there, and not have a filter, but to really influence people, it's a fine line. You gotta watch what you say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's pretty clear. Someone at Gap said, "Hey, Kanye, chill," because he got off social media.
Right. I heard he got suspended for like 24 hours or something.
Yeah.
And,
Someone said something.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. So like,
your
hey,
stocks are
we're
going
about
down.
to drop you from this collab, this 10-year deal you signed. So yeah.
Yeah. I think we're out of time, unfortunately, because I really like talking to you. Where can people find you? Where do people buy your clothes? Where does it all go down?
Man, you can check out distressedmerch.com. You can find me on Instagram at JK1of1. You can hit me up in the DMs. You can go to the website, hit the Contact Us tab. You can connect with me there. I'm in 727 Largo, Clearwater, St. Pete. I'm around this area, Tampa Bay. We can link up local, however you want to make it happen. I ship nationwide, worldwide. So, I'm here. I'm ready to work. Like I said, I don't step out much. Hold up. I actually got a little something.
I thought you were giving us a gift. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I got a gift of bars right here. I don't even rap either, man. I actually did a lot of production stuff when I was a kid.
Wow, I like this.
I did this last night too, by the way. I was like, you know what? I'm coming on the show. Let me just, I don't even need a beat. I was born around the time people did workouts with Jane Fonda. I grew up memorizing the cheat codes for Contra. My first car was a 1986 gold Honda. I'm blessed to be here 41 years later bumping Donda. I'm an artist, but I'm not a rapper. My merch is distressed, but you could still call it dapper. There's images of artwork and fam uploaded on my gram. Offline, there's tears dropping on Polaroids of me and my gram. Speaking from the heart is the only vibe I know. Shout out my daughters, Aurora Kennedy and Havana Monroe. I got too much to lose, so I calculate my moves. Certain situations, I just can't risk it. I rarely step out, but when I do, it's to network with Yes Jules or It's Biscuit. Tonight I'm rocking with the essentials. Not the fear of God, Jerry Lorenzo's, but the mixed one. We're growing exponential. I'm verified in real life without the blue check. Been keeping it real since cassettes and a tape deck. My circle stays small, like Vinny's and Entourage. I turned a vision and a dream out my one-car garage. Never doing bad business or burning any skyways. Full moon glowing on the Gulf, manifesting while I stargaze. Throwing paint and whipping fashion for like 15 años. The genesis of my creating was at the exodus of the Sopranos.
Damn, that shit was hard. Damn, one take.
Link in description. Check it out. Go find this man. Link in description. JK1of1. Thank you.
Go watch the movie.
Watch the movie.